Good evening, everyone. Tonight is Tuesday, June 2nd, 2020, and I'd like to call the Fitchburg City Council to order. Please be advised that FATV is conducting audio and video recording of this meeting for public broadcast. We'll now perform the Pledge of Allegiance, and I will lead you in that. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. And to the republic which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, would you please conduct the roll call?
The following councilors have logged in and are present at tonight's meeting. President Kuchmarek, Councilor Kucher, Councilor DiNatale, Councilor Fleming, Councilor Green, Councilor Schultz, Councilor Squalia, Councilor Van Hazinga, Councilor Walsh, and Councilor Zarella.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Next, councilors, this is, we'll invite Zarella to make a motion relative to suspension of the rules.
Move that we suspend the any and all rules of this council that are in conflict with either the mobile format or the guidance of the state regarding mobile participation during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Second. Approve.
I have a motion and second. We'll do this by roll call vote. Madam Clerk.
President Kuchmarek.
Yes.
Councilor Kucher.
Yes.
Councilor DiNatale.
Yes.
Councilor Fleming. Councilor Fleming. Councilor Green.
Sorry, I don't know how it got muted.
Councilor Green.
Yes.
Councilor Schultz.
Yes.
Councilor Squalia.
Yay.
Councilor Van Hazinga.
Yes.
Councilor Walsh.
Yes.
Councilor Zarella.
Yes.
That is unanimous.
That is unanimous. Motion carries. Next, councilors. This would typically be a time where we'd be doing a ceremonial swearing in, and this wouldn't typically come before us as appointments, but just yesterday at 11 a.m., 3 of our firefighters are sworn in for their new promotions, and I want to give a congratulations to Chad Courtemarche, who was promoted to permanent deputy fire chief. To Anthony Castilli, who was promoted to permanent fire captain, and to Christopher Millette, who was promoted to permanent fire lieutenant. So, again, typically we'd have them in the council chambers and be able to wish them good luck and to congratulate them. And unfortunately, they're not able to obviously join us in person, but we want to wish them the best. And next, over the past week, our nation has been rocked by the death of George Floyd, and as such, I'd like to ask that we, as a body, take a moment of silence and recognition of both the loss of life of George Floyd, but also for his family, who is suffering greatly. Thank you, councilors. Certainly it was just a month ago to this meeting that we, as a body, unanimously adopted a resolution 11720 introduced by Mayor DiNatale, Councilor Walsh, and I, and it was unanimously passed by this body. And it was resolute in its stand against bigotry, indifference, and racism in our city and in our society. And I think it's just important that we reemphasize and reaffirm that vote that we took a month ago today to stand in the face and stand up to racism and bigotry in our society. It's important now as our community and our nation grieves in many ways. There are very few in our society who are not affected right now. And I think it's important that we take that moment and reflect on the action that we took as a body and ensure that we live up to the ideals of the resolution that we voted on. So I want to thank this body for the action that it took a month ago. And certainly we aspire to live up to those ideals each and every day. So thank you. Thank you to everyone. Next, public forum. The public has been advised to contact the city clerks by noon today to provide any comments of not more than 2 minutes. We had one person register. Unfortunately, I do not see that we have that individual with us this evening. So we'll now move on to the Appointments Committee, which met earlier this evening, took up the following matter. It was a new appointment for Special Police Officer for the Fitchburg Police Department, Paul McNamara, who was a detective with the police force until his recent retirement. And there was a singular matter and adopted unanimously by the committee. The matter is now before the council.
Move to approve.
I have a motion and second to approve. Unless there are objections, we will accept the Appointments Committee report. Seeing no objections. Next, we'll hear a report from the Committee on Records. Councillor Squalia.
We've reviewed the records and they appear to be in order.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and second to approve. Speaking on the motion, unless there are objections, we'll accept the report from the Committee on Records. Hearing and seeing no objections. Next, we have a communication from His Honor the Mayor, one such letter of appointments that will be sent and stands referred to the Appointments Committee.
I'd like to motion that we send that to the committee as a whole.
I believe, and I would ask for clarification from our city clerk or our parliamentarian, I believe our rules state that appointments are the one committee where all appointments must go before the Appointments Committee. Am I correct in that understanding, Madam Clerk?
I believe so, yes, but I see that Councillor Zarella does ask for a comment.
Actually, I just wanted to check the exact wording of the rule. I believe that is also the case, and if it is not, then we would have to take a 2/3 suspension of the rules vote to send it anywhere but appointments. If you would like, I can grab my copy and double check.
Councillor, if you wouldn't, if you could confirm that our rules do reflect that, that would be helpful. Thank you.
One moment then.
I'm sorry, you were muted, Councillor.
I apologize. I'm just trying to find the right rule. I haven't had to look through for this one in a while.
Understood. Take your time.
There is actually a clause in Rule 2.5 that does allow suspension specifically for promotions within the police or fire department. It would still have to be a 2/3 suspension of the rules vote.
Move for suspension of the rules to send to committee as a whole.
Seconded.
I have a motion and second for suspension of the rules on the following appointments of Mr. Thomas A. Dadio Jr. to the position of fire engineer and fire chief due to the retirement of Chief Kevin D. Roy. This is not a debatable motion. Madam Clerk, roll call vote.
President Kushmarek.
Nay.
Councillor Boschman. I'm sorry. Councillor Kucher. Counselor Di Natale.
No. That was a no for Kuchar.
Okay, thank you.
No.
Counselor Fleming.
No.
Counselor Green.
No.
Counselor Schultz.
Yes.
Counselor Squalia.
Yay.
Counselor Van Hazinga.
No.
Counselor Walsh.
No.
Counselor Zarella.
No.
That did not meet the 2/3 requirement.
Councilors, we can take this, if there are objections, we'll take this by roll call vote. If I could have a motion to send the appointment to the Appointments Committee. Councilor Zarella.
Given that the motion to suspend failed, it actually goes to the Appointment Committee by operation of Rule 2.5.
Excellent. Thank you, Councilor Zarella. I appreciate it. So the matter stands referred to the Appointments Committee. Next, we have City Property Committee oral report meeting of May 26, 2020. Councilor Zarella.
Thank you, Mr. President. The City Property Committee met and took up 2 items. We had 3 on the agenda, but 4620 remained on the table. 4120 and 4220, both of which were approvals of documents relative to a lease to AKS Recycling and a host agreement, were both unanimously approved.
Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve
Move to
the
approve.
report of city property.
I
Second.
have a motion and second to approve the City Property Committee report. Speaking on the motion, unless there are objections, we will adopt the City Property Committee report. Hearing and seeing no objections, the matter carries by unanimous consent. Next, we'll hear an Economic Development Committee oral report, meeting of May 12th from Councilor Van Hazinga. One moment, Councilor. The floor is.
Thank you, Mr. President. So we heard one petition, 12720 by Mr. Glenn Fossa, to include local business owners with the following criteria in the Corona Economic Recovery Task Force, as outlined in the petition. We heard statement from Mr. Fossa and other members of the public. We also heard from the Community Development Director about the reopening Fitchburg Task Force that was in the process of being formed and was announced on Friday of last week. This task force includes a variety of business people from various sectors in the economy, as well as city officials, staff members, and members of nonprofits that deal with businesses in Fitchburg. There was a long discussion of the petition, and it came to the conclusion that while councilors supported the intent of the petition, it would be heard by the council after the relevant task force was already formed, which was already going to include members of the business community as requested in the petition. So actually, at the suggestion of Mr. Fossa, it was given leave to withdraw.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and second to approve the Economic Development Committee report. Speaking on the motion, unless there is objection, we will accept the Economic Development Committee report. Hearing and seeing no objection, the matter passes under unanimous consent. Next, we have orders finance 131 up to and including 13920, which stand referred to the Finance Committee, unless there is any further comment or objection. Hearing and seeing none. Next, we have orders other 140 through 14220. I would ask that we have a motion for suspension. Councilor Zarella.
I'll make that motion to suspend the rules, given that the City Property Committee has already referred out the underlying petitions that these orders arise under.
Second.
I have a motion and second for suspension of the rules on 140, 141, and 14220. This will be done by roll call vote. The matter is not debatable. Madam Clerk.
President Kushmerek.
Yes.
Counselor Kucher.
Yes.
Counselor Di Natale.
Yes.
Counselor Fleming,
Yes.
Counselor Green.
We
think we've
lost
lost
Counselor Green.
Counselor Schultz,
Yes.
Counselor Squalia,
Yay.
Counselor Van Hazinga,
Yes.
Counselor Walsh,
Yes.
Counselor Zarella.
Yes.
That is unanimous.
So councilors, the orders each refer to items that were previously passed by both the City Property Committee and the council and referred to the side yard sales program. They refer to 122 Harvard Street, 60 Albee Street, and 54.5 Hazel Street.
Motion to approve all three, if no one has anything to say on the matter.
Second.
I have a motion and second to approve 140 up to and including 14220. Speaking on the motion. Seeing none, we'll accept this by unanimous consent unless there is objection from this body. Hearing and seeing none, the matter is approved by unanimous consent. Next, we have petitions 143 and 144, which stand referred to their respective offices and committees. And that would conclude this evening's agenda.
Motion
Move to adjourn.
I have a motion and second to adjourn, excuse me. We'll take this by unanimous consent unless there is objection from councilors. Hearing and seeing none, councilors, we are adjourned. Thank you all. Have a wonderful night.
Have a great night.